Yes.
Are we answering all your questions now without you being allowed to say
Just
anything?
keep going.
It sounded
We just call it the
horrible.
squeaky.
The squeaky, yeah.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
So
too.
this is a YouTube channel called We Are Folk. And we are talking to Songleikr. So it's kind of interesting situation because usually I prepare for interview. I go to, previous interviews and about this project there are not much online.
I don't think we did a single. Did we
Interview.
ever do an
No.
interview?
You're the first
All
to
right.
interview us.
So this is a privilege.
Yeah, and maybe the only.
Maybe, yeah.
We don't know.
First and last.
But thank you so much for asking. I was really happy actually when you wrote because, it's just very nice.
It's cool to be able
It's
to talk about the project that you like.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and I think we just do it like documentary style. Simply
Yeah.
tell when you have started.
Haven't we started?
Yeah.
Isn't this a part of the documentary style? Just keep going.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Don't cut it out. It's nice.
Yeah, so it's very hard to make up some questions based on particulars because, as you know, I don't have much background. But could you please simply tell me how you met and how you started to do the project, how it came to life?
Yeah.
How we met first then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Do you want me to start?
You can try.
Yeah. Okay. So we met in Viking reenactment scene in Norway, which is was a quite vibrant scene when I think you were probably
17, 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a bit older.
I'm a little bit older than you.
22 or something.
Something like
Yeah.
that. And Ingrid was this. Well, she still is, but beautiful, energetic, vocal person in the Viking markets. I just remember I always thought you were the coolest person because you were always singing.
Oh, but I thought you were the coolest person.
Really?
Because Maria was already with Christopher and jamming by the campfire, and you had this ability to just make people sing along.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I thought you were the coolest person.
Oh,
But then we sat down at that night in the campfire and we sang together. And I remember one particular thing actually, because I sang this lullaby, this one, I was singing this one, and then Christopher was like, "Oh, it's beautiful," and I said, "Yeah, you can have it, like you can have the song," and he was like, "No, you shouldn't give that away, And then I don't know.
Yeah. But I remember also because we started singing together pretty soon. Because I also a huge fan of folk music for my entire life. It's what gets my blood boiling.
Yes.
It's like
it just comes,
Hedningarna, Garmarna, Jallarhorn,
Gåte,
all of this is like, this is the coolest. And then being in the Viking reenactment scene, there's a lot of folk music because you want to sing the traditional ballads, you want to sit around the fireplace, and the one leading, and the rest is,
it's
responding.
a community thing.
Yeah, it is.
It gathers people, and we harmonize together, and it just creates this beautiful atmosphere.
Yeah. It really does. So we were singing together for many years on markets. And then at one point we were just, should we maybe just record it? Yeah.
Because we had so many songs, just piled up.
Yeah, and we're both writing ourselves. So yes.
I brought my songs and you brought your songs, and then we made a few together, and then
Yeah. And then
that's how it works.
Chris volunteered to lay his studio to record it. And of course, being a multi-instrumentalist himself was
he
very
couldn't
natural.
keep his hands off.
No. It was very. He became a big part of it from the beginning there, and that was cool. Yeah. So we made the album, and then not having big plans of playing live with it ever. It was a cozy,
only in markets, continuing the low-key tradition on standing on the ground, sitting by the fire. We didn't really intend to go on a stage like with a PA.
No, it was we were most comfortable and still are around the fireplace.
Yes, and small stage, please.
Yeah, small stages. Yeah,
and we need
not the big
Yesterday was okay because it was big enough, and because folk music is like you talk in between songs, you have to tune instruments because they're weather sick. Drums get and then the voice and everything. So it's a lot of talking. It's very down. So it's not like a traditional concert set.
No,
it's very different from Heilung.
Yeah,
because everything in Heilung is very planned.
Yeah, and big and amplified and.
Yes, so we love this because we can just like take it down and have fun. And create this feedback loop with the audience.
Are we answering all your questions now without you being allowed to say
just
anything?
Keep going. I'm here to make you talk. I'm not important.
Good.
You're great making people talk person.
We're ready for the next question now.
Yes. Did we answer?
Yeah, we answered it. Yeah, how we met.
Yeah. Being both in Heilung and in that intimate project, does it like influence each other in some way? How do you think?
Yes, it absolutely is an amazing thing, and I don't think I would be a happy musician if I didn't have both. Because Heilung is an extremely complicated project. We are 28 people on the road. There is 2 huge trucks with gear and lamps, and we are very particular practicing. We are from 14 different nationalities. So the logistical thing of moving such a big group around is such a big operation. It's nothing you can just pull out of the sleeve and just play at a wedding or But Songleikr is really. When I was packing to come here, I was like, oh, this is so cute. I have my drum, I have my my yohiko, and
that's it.
I have my voice and my voice, and it was just
and if I can add something, because in the very beginning you were kind enough to ask if I could do some backup vocals and everything. So I have been with Heilung on stage a couple of times, but. It's for me it's I prefer this smaller project where we get together a couple of times a year. I don't this whole operation touring being away from home, it's very different. So having the root, for me, like always when you talk about Songleikr, I hear you talk about your roots. It's the home ground of Borre, where the origin of your musical inspiration.
Absolutely.
So never stop having those projects.
No.
Because then, it's no fun anymore.
No.
We need to remember the reason we started doing things.
Absolutely. And Heilung
And I'm here to remind you.
Thank you. But Heilung would never have existed if it weren't for this origin. And it was just, a stepping stone is not the right word, but you get inspired and then you move further because it's exciting and you get ideas and you meet some cool people and it all comes together. It's
and
wonderful.
The visual expression as well.
Yeah.
The
aesthetics, everything. So it has been a wonderful journey. But yes, projects like Songleikr, I will always have them in my life because it's too fun. When you meet another person who plays a folk instrument, you can instantly jam and create something easy.
And I think it's important to have such kind of ground to connect because Heilung is getting big. I mean, what I'm so amazed that you guys, like when I talk to someone from Heilung, you are still real normal people. Because some people, when they got fame and attention, they change. And I think maybe, I see that you don't. And I think this helps also to have I saw you yesterday just sitting on the table, having lunch. And no huge crowd of fans looming over you.
No, Maria is not royal.
But
she's Maria.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be happy if I was not true to my own nature. And I love people, so it's always you know, I couldn't stay away from a festival like Midgardsblot. Feels so much like home, and I'm very, very happy that people are very respectful when they approach, because they do approach me, but it's always very gentle and with like just showing gratitude, or maybe they have a gift or something, and it's wonderful. It's very confirming that it's possible. Sometimes in the US when we've been touring, I have not gone out after the gig to a bar where everybody meet, because it's different. It becomes, I feel like people they want to eat me, and then I get the feeling I need to protect myself a little bit, because it's very intense.
Of course,
it's very intense.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy to see that there is a balance there and it's possible. Yeah, but if you see me walking very like with purpose, then it's because when you need to go somewhere, it's kind of can be a little bit stressful when you get stopped every second meter, but it's okay. I mean, it's
going somewhere with Maria always takes at least 1 hour.
It's mostly people being with me that have to wait all the time.
Yes, but it's also because you are the kindest person. Like you really truly mean what you say now. Like you appreciate the compliments.
Yeah,
you appreciate that you made. Speaking of roots, you know, Heilung is like giving people roots. Because it touches on something that a lot of people are missing in this modern world.
Yeah, I saw the same, like when you start talking about it. They come because they have gratitude for what they receive.
And showing gratitude towards one of the people in the band that gave you roots, I mean, damn.
That is such an honor. Yeah,
it's such an honor, but of course I also like I've seen you get exhausted as well.
Of course, I mean,
you
if
always
you talk
give a little bit of your energy and
yeah, you talk to 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, and then in the end you're like, oh, I need a rest. Yeah,
because you give something.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
It's okay. I have a lot to give.
I recall that documentary about Aurora.
Oh yes.
And she has a bit of social anxiety.
Yes.
And then she's made to make fans because her business is huge. Like label makes her to go to meet and greets, and she's shaking, and sitting like in the hallways shaking.
It's a very important conversation to have with yourself.
Yeah.
Who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Am I doing this for me?
Yeah.
To cultivate my roots, or am I doing it to please others?
So true.
That's why I also love being at home.
Yeah.
I have my Beul, my roots.
Yeah. And
but
I
it's
think
nice to fly sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And
then you come home.
Get both. Yeah. You get both.
Yeah.
But I also I wish for Aurora that there was a way that she could, you know, it could be okay to say that.
Well, it's the film you're talking about. It's a coming of age story, and it's not finished.
Oh, okay.
I think her coming of age story. I actually know the guy that made that film, and it was like his baby project. Like I'm not gonna share details, but he worked hard for that film. Yeah. Oh. But coming of age. I mean, some people come of age when they're 20, and then some people come of age very late. I guess she's lucky. She's young, coming so far when you're young, doing all of these processes and reflections. Like.
Yeah,
I think she's quite ahead of her like average development at this age because
she's lovely.
I had a chance to speak to her a couple of years ago.
She's very true to herself, but she needs to go all the way. Yeah. I'm sitting here giving Aurora advice.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Maybe if you're watching this, Aurora,
we love you.
We love you. Yes.
Sorry.
Right. How do you like in Songleikr? Am I spelling it right, Songleikr?
Yeah, perfect.
It doesn't matter because it's a made-up word, so you can say it however you feel like.
How do you approach like in material? How like which songs do you choose? Do you like think, oh, this is bloody enough to be included?
It's a good question. Well, how do you choose which songs do you like? Why do
Well, like it depends. Like if I'm making it myself, I like it. So then, you know, but in the traditional ones, well, we have a tendency to kind of like the gory stuff.
the darker stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We needed to kind of, you know, be a bit brutal.
And why? Why do we do that?
I think for my part, it's about so many things that are taboo today, like death and blood and things that people, you know,
Shy away from.
Children dying. It was different before. Big events in life were different. Death was different. Like you related to it in a different way, and it's through these lyrics and through this music, I can kind of get a picture of how their life was and how their brain worked, and you know, it's very raw and human to write songs about being eaten by 2 ravens. It was the worst nightmare for many people. And today it's symbolic, but I'm not sure if it was back then.
And singing or processing through art has been a ventil. What's that again? Oh,
ventilation.
Wow. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I always search for the word. I heard it yesterday. I forgot it again. But it's a way to release something which is scary. If you sing about it, maybe it becomes less scary. Also, it's a way to process. Yeah.
Like every time I sing Heilung, which is about intense heartbreak.
Yeah.
I think I go through my, you know, worst breakups.
Yeah.
Because I kind of I get it out, you know.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good one. But so the process, I think, is also some songs you learn from mouth to mouth. You sit in and around the fireplace, somebody sing a song, and you go, "Oh, that's wonderful! Can I learn it?"
Yeah.
Both Ingrid and me always had big books with us everywhere.
Wrote
that we
everything
write
down.
Texts inside.
And about the moment the song was presented is also quite important. Like who sang it to me the first time, and what was the context?
Who gave it? Yeah.
Who gave me the song? That also makes a big.
Very
in this
true.
oral tradition, it's like who gives you the song.
Yeah. Very true. I have a couple of books at home that I'm still curious to look a little bit inside because there's some old Norwegian folk music books.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, digging in libraries.
And then doing like a slight modern interpretation, you know?
Yeah.
Because some words can be like, they don't make sense, so you can change them. Because it's the oral tradition anyway, it's supposed to fit into the modern context.
Herr Ole, the
Oh, I just made that up.
You made that up?
That was just what I felt after singing a verse.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad.
Yeah. It's a very good, because you need sometimes, these songs can be a bit heavy.
Yeah.
The verse, the chorus, the chorus. You need a little bit extra for our modern ears when you,
Yeah, but also for the person singing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And writing ourselves is becoming more and more fun, I think, with the years, because
you get more confident. Like for me, it's like when we're on stage and we both play a song that we wrote when we were 15.
Yeah.
And people are singing along. It's, you know, played a lot on Spotify. It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
Like you were sitting there in your 14-year-old self being like, oh, this probably sucks. You didn't, but no, I think I was more like that. Like this isn't good enough. Yeah. But then, you know, you get older and people actually like it. And then you're like, maybe it wasn't so bad. Like cut your 15-year-old some slack, you know? 15-year-old self, yeah.
So what do you think, why folk genre is matter to people today? We have very computerized world, a lot of, you know, technique around electric cars, computer graphic movies. Why people still are attached to folk, why they come to it?
I think it's absolutely something to do with roots, that we feel there is a connection to nature and our origin. And I had a funny experience the other day. I was DJing in the Gildehall and I tried a new software where it's an AI that creates the from one song to another. I didn't try it on stage, I tried it before. And it did not get folk music. it did not simply not get where it should break and where it should start, because it's dynamic in a completely different way than modern pop music is. So so that was funny to see, and it gave me a little bit
No, but you just answered his question.
Yeah.
Why? Because it can never be replaced with artificial intelligence or computers, because it's not only roots, it's dynamic, and it's like it's a force moving.
Yeah, it's our DNA.
And it's in the big question, like, can AI ever replace art?
Yeah.
Not this kind of art.
No.
Yes, the generic stuff, and it can make it look quite convincing, but it can
only
never
repeats.
It can never replace the divine, the spiritual, the calling, you know, because we will always seek what we are missing. And
yeah,
Beautiful answer. I spoke to Amalie Brun about the same.
Yeah.
She talks about AI in connection with her album Spine, and she made that cover with or promo shoot rather with that fake nature. You probably know.
Yes.
You've probably seen
I'm
it.
living in her house right now.
yes,
Okay.
I was just there.
yeah,
They were good friends.
Yes,
But yeah. She talk a bit about the fake nature? And,
Yes.
yeah.
How she came up with this, and she basically lightened up when I asked. Sometimes we do the interviews. It's like, okay, it's going, like everything going fine, but then some question, I usually don't know which one. It makes people light up. That was the moment for her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't get provoked by that question.
No, light up, like inspired to talk about it.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's something that
I
person
think I
really
lit up
loves.
though.
Yeah, you did. That's the thing. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah. But I also produced a film about artificial intelligence. It premiered in 2020, 2019. Sorry, just before the pandemic. So it's artificial intelligence has kind of been on my mind, I think, for maybe longer than most people. But I'll give you something. The question you asked and the way we spoke about it and the answer that came, that was new to me. Even after producing a film about artificial intelligence.
Beautiful.
Dialogue usually helps.
So never stop having conversations.
Yes.
Because you always get one step further.
True.
Quite basic questions. What instruments do you employ in the Songleikr?
That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Because it's...
Christopher has maybe 20 different mandolas.
Yeah, he got a
And
bit...
Harald has a few.
Yeah.
And then, depends on the drummer.
Yeah, it depends on the lineup because as a core, if you can say, it's Ingrid and me and then Chris.
The strings.
I've always loved the flute. But I could never afford to buy really good flutes, so I always played this shitty Indian flutes. Some of them are really, really good. I mean,
That's just
India,
cheap Indian flutes.
Yes, yes. Because also some of the really cheap flutes I have, they sound amazing. So it's
true.
It's not that.
Yeah.
And then now I was like, okay, I'm going to invest in some really expensive flutes, and actually I still play the Manne Mening on the cheap Indian flute because it just sounds right. So so flutes, and then percussion. The frame drum is a very handy tool for keeping a steady bass in things. And then I loved having Nicolas Schipper on stage yesterday.
Yes.
He has such a cool swing to his
sense of
beats.
rhythm is amazing.
Yeah.
And he wings everything.
Yeah.
In folk music, you need to be able to just improvise if something, goes off track in a way.
Yeah.
And he's playful and he's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know he plays the bagpipe?
Oh, I'm not surprised. Oh, that's so funny. I can imagine his little head. I'm gonna ask him.
I've never heard him, but who knows? Maybe it comes to a Songleikr with a...
No, but he's generally very talented.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
jamming along.
Yeah. And Chris and Harold, yeah, mostly strings. Chris is also a good percussionist, also a good vocalist. Yeah. Funny with Chris, he's so good at picking up all instruments, but the yohiko, the taglarpa, that's his worst enemy, I think.
Yeah,
He's like
he's so angry at that one.
mad at that one. It's just so hard to get it in a good pitch.
But you did get it right, though.
Yes, I was sad I couldn't play it yesterday, but it was yeah. It's a beautiful instrument, and it's such a wonderful journey. I picked that up during the pandemic because we wanted to use it for a song for the Hellblade project with Heilung, and I drove for 6 hours to buy it from an instrument builder, and I got home and so eager started playing, and it sounded
we just call it the squeaky squeaky.
The squeaky squeaky, yeah. It sounded so bad, and I didn't give up. I promised myself I'm going to sit for 1 hour every day. It sounded so bad I wanted to throw it out the window 1,000 times. I was really mad at it. Chris was very patient, I must say, very patient. But then, in the end, there was all of a sudden there was a breakthrough, and there was one beautiful note. I'm like, and then you go like, okay, and then you get inspired, keep doing it. And I worked really hard, and now, yeah, but it's still, wow. I have big respect
it's interesting
for them.
building a relationship with instruments. It's a different story in this folk music thing because it's they have their own life.
Yes.
You need to make friends with them. Like the drum I was playing on, I had to make friends with it before I could bring it.
Yeah, very true.
It's Kai's drum, actually, and he asked if I could have it because it lives with me. So then I asked, can I take it to play? And he was like, yeah, sure. And anyway, but I had to make friends with it because it's heavy, it's very masculine, it has it's bison, I think.
Wow.
So it's like boom, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to,
Yeah.
You just don't go on stage and just play a drum like that because it's a boom,
Yeah. But if you could pick one instrument that you learned, which instrument would that be?
No, it's drums. It's drums.
Yeah.
Like I tried to learn the piano, but it's too
maybe your son
rigid.
Pick it up.
Yeah, my son will probably. No, but I've been a bit rhythmically challenged, so I'm learning.
Don't be hard on yourself.
No.
Yeah. It's going so well.
Yes, it's great. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, great chat. I really just enjoy talking. So
That's good.
We enjoy that you're listening.
Yeah. It's cool to talk about this.
it's like learning moment for me as an interviewer because like sometimes I just talk to one person, but sometimes when I'm more than one.
Yeah.
Even in interviews or in photography that I also do, it's like so much more interesting and how people basically they bounce.
Have a conversation.
Actually.
Yeah.
And I love talking to Maria.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Same.
this is like we would have done this anyway, right?
Yeah. Now
Just
it's just
sitting
you're
here
filming
talking.
us. We would have sit here drinking coffee and chatting anyways.
Yeah. So. What about the new record?
Yes, so we recorded a lot of material, but as you know, Heilung is touring a lot, and the time to finish it has simply been too short.
Yeah.
So we're still looking at the calendar, hopefully for the next window of finishing it.
It's not really on the top of the priority list. It's like we would love to finish it. We know it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
There's nice new songs, but there are just other things.
You're downplaying that completely, Ingrid. It's not going to be nice. It's going to be so beautiful. The songs that you've brought to the table for this new album, I can't believe the beauty of them. It's especially Troll that we finished the set with yesterday at Midgardsblot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's my new favorite song. It's so good. So
but I did prepare for it and write new things, which is nice.
Yeah.
But basically, we can't really answer like when because it's dangerous to put a date.
Yeah.
Because things change and people move around.
Yeah.
And then but it's not a rush. But we want to make it happen.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's coming when it's coming.
Right.
Was that are you satisfied?
Yeah. Well, I'm just listener, and it's more like I think it's important not to put those deadlines because those deadlines and that rhythm, that business, it comes from
It's
different
kind
place.
of going against the
True.
folk music thing because it's very organic and we
It
can't
is.
force each other to kind of sit down and finish an album.
Yeah.
Like it needs to come from somewhere else.
Yeah. But it was. It's good to sometimes, put like a gentle deadline so it doesn't, just take the years
Yes,
and years.
yes,
We want
yes,
to finish it
yes.
within, reasonable amount of time.
Oh,
but,
that's a nice expression.
yeah.
A reasonable amount of
the
time.
album will be out in a reasonable amount of time.
Yes. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Yeah. Okay. So I run out of questions. Like, if you just like to say something that would close the interview, just not to me, but to the watcher directly. You look at the
Yeah.
camera. Say what you would.
What do other people usually talk about when you ask them to do
Just
that?
say like goodbye and thank you for watching, and maybe some life advice.
Oh, life advice.
Interesting.
Do you want to go first?
I'm thinking. Well, I mean, thank you so much for listening to our
Look at the
music,
camera.
and we're grateful to have. No, sorry. Can cut that.
What are you grateful for?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I'm grateful to have met you, and that we are connecting in this way, that we can make music together, and that we can play it, and that there's people out there who like
Wants
it
to listen
and
to
wants
it
to
and
listen
they
to it.
like it. That's
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing if you think about it.
Yeah, it's a magical moment.
Yeah.
We're sharing in a magical moment, and people from all over the world. And there's some of you have sent videos with your children singing our songs.
we
and
love it when your children are singing our songs.
It's like we die every time. It's
Yes,
so
we do.
sweet.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing and also singing our songs around the fireplace. Makes me very, very happy. Then I feel that the folk tradition is living on. So keep singing around the fireplace, and maybe we can also start having a little bit of interaction regarding. I love trying to teach the counting in high school, stuff like that, to continue the oral tradition of giving songs, because that's actually what we're doing, just in the modern context. We're releasing it digitally, but we might as well have been sitting around the fireplace.
But you know that's kind of the thing, because I was asked by someone yesterday, like because he wanted something Instagram, and I said we don't have Instagram, and he's like, why? And I said, well, because it's like, we just put the album on Spotify, and we didn't really push it.
No.
And it happened like organically, I would say, because we didn't really make it.
We don't have a PR budget.
No, but we made it so that people could learn the songs to sing about around the fireplace, camp.
Yeah.
Like you just said.
Yeah.
That's like the motivation.
Yeah. And our text is on Bandcamp. We can maybe
we have
spread them
something
more.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're happy to share, and please send us videos of you guys also continuing to share it.
And life advice. I just have to feel it, like what do I want to say? Because giving like one piece of life advice,
I think it was also kind of a life advice to encourage to continue to share folk music.
good life advice. Not super existential when you say it like that, but if we go deeper into it, what we talked about with roots, it's very existential. Like find your roots in a positive way. Like don't get tricked into the whole my roots are better than your roots kind of thing, because that generates hate and fear. Just find your own fucking roots. I mean, just stop pretending to have other people's roots and do your thing.
And if you feel it, it's yours.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was maybe a good consequence.
Thank you so much.
If you feel it, it's yours. That was pretty clever. Thank you for this lovely chat. It was I'm really happy that you asked to do this.
It's a honor for me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seg opp på ei hø, står opp på en stein og stuta. Vei ikke at gutten jeg hadde i fjor, les hun både da sinna piv.